Hey folks, what's going on? Aunt Pruitt here. Hope you're doing well. I'm unbelievable as always. I'm unbelievably sleepy, but that's another story. But this is our weekly hangout on air with the smartphone photographers community, and we like to call this thing point and shoot. And with that said, Happy New Year to everybody, because this is my first time coming on air and in 2016. So Happy New Year, and appreciate all of the love and the support from 2015. And here's to another amazing, unbelievable, and prosperous 2016 to everybody. So anyway, we get together to discuss different tips and tricks that can help make you a much better smartphone photographer. We all carry around smartphones of some sort in our pockets, in our purse, in our backpacks, or what have you. And most of the time, we tend to just, if something grabs us, we pull that camera out and take a little quick snapshot. And then the next thing we do is share it out on all over the social medias and so forth. But let me tell you, we can take much better shots than what we do, self included. That's why we have this community. We're going to tell you what you're doing wrong, what you can do better, and spread the love a little bit. So anyway, I'm in here tonight with some of our moderators across the country here in the United States. I'm going to start up north in the Maine with my man, Mr. Joey Kelley. Lord, he's got on blue gloves. What is that?
Yes, good evening. I am preparing my next audition for the Blue Man Group.
Oh, gosh. Okay, Blue Man Group, you're doing it wrong, Joey.
Oh.
I thought you were going to refer to Hannibal, but all right.
Oh, well, that would work too if I'd ever actually seen it. Don't like scary movies. Not a scary movie guy. Got freaked out with that movie Monster House, with the animated house that comes alive.
It's the perfect blend of horror, gothic, and a food show.
Wow, nailed it. Nailed it.
And I'm never going for dinner at Sweeney's house. Up next week we talk about the Donner Party and all of the nutritional habits of...
Chopped version 2.
Yeah, good God. Anyway, no, in all seriousness, folks, this week I am scanning a whole bunch of slides and prints and trying to keep my grubby little fingerprints off of them. So, henceforth, the rubber gloves. And as we're going through the hangout here, I'm just going to keep switching slides through the slide scanner. And hopefully I'll get through this 5,000 slide collection that I got to get through. So, we'll see.
We call that multitasking in the world, So, big ups to you, my man. Good to see you, as always. Next up, over in Southern California, Dadgummit, Southern California. I hate you so much.
Yeah, it's freezing. It's all at 55 degrees tonight.
Oh, gosh, I hate you so much. My man, Mr. Mike Sweeney. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. I'm just sitting here watching the girls practice on the soccer field and taking care of business.
That's what's up. Another man is multitasking. That's just how we do, folks.
That's how we roll.
Life goes on. All right, let me move this out of the way so I don't knock my glass over all over my keyboard or something. That would be tragic. But anyway, what we tend to do here in this community is, not only we share our photos and whatnot within, inside of Google Plus, but we share findings, apps, and articles and whatnot. And we also do a weekly photography challenge. Now, the last challenge that we did was back at the end of 2015, okay? And we were supposed to try to record, after the new year, but the holiday was there, and then you had the whole idea that I was traveling for not only the holiday, but also traveling the week after that, as I went to CES, and so none of that ever happened. So now we're going to go ahead and just do this now and look back at our 2015 challenge and discuss that topic, as well as look at some of the shots that were submitted and do our typical criticism and let everybody know what we think of the photos, what we would have done, or if there's anything we would have done better or otherwise, So it's going to be fun. So sit back, and I'm going to do a screen share. And I need you guys to confirm if you can see my screen. All right. screen has been shared. Do you see it,
You
gentlemen?
got a screen.
Yes.
All right. So the theme was proposed by my man, Mr. Robert Knight, and it's called I Like Curves. Now, since this was roughly 3 weeks ago now in my brain, I can't quite remember all of the details that he submitted regarding the theme. But let's just do a quick scan here. Do you want to make your images more dynamic and aesthetically pleasing? Try looking for curves when you are photographing. You know what? You got me right there. Done. Because I can look at some shots that I've seen in the past that, not anything of mine, but stuff that I've seen on the web or in magazines and whatnot. And I've always liked leading lines, and I've liked the way curves make things look just a little more pleasing, when I look at it. So I think this is a good choice for the theme. And we had a good handful of shots here. So I'm going to go through and pick out, 3 or 4 before we look at our winning shot and discuss them all. So let's go ahead and start with one that got my eye really, really quickly. This comes from my man, Mr. Michael Wilson. I think he uses a Note 5. Yeah, he uses a Samsung Galaxy Note 5, and he did his processing for this shot with Lightroom Mobile. All right, first off, I like the cropping on this shot. It's not sitting with the object or subject right in the middle of it. Mr. Sweeney, if you can make sure I'm correct, is this what we call negative space?
It is.
All right, so I like the negative space aspect that he has here. But another thing that I like is this reminds me of another topic that we had several weeks ago or a month or so ago in the community, and that was with high key lighting. The way he's got this thing totally whited out, and finish on this computer mouse starts to smooth out along these edges here, where I know this particular mouse has some grippy ridges on it. But I'm curious to know, how did he light this shot, and what did he use to get this thing so bright like that? But yet it's not a blowout shot. It looks fairly soft to me, and I totally dig it. I can't say I would change much of anything, other than I might try to sharpen it just a touch, like what's that? The structure setting inside of Snapseed.
That works.
But outside of that, no, I can't touch it. So that's from Mr. Michael Wilson. Who, Michael, you have been warned. You and I, we're gonna hang out here soon. Now that I'm back. Because I know that you are local to me, and we're going to go out and we're going to do a little photo walk or something, my man. So you've been warned. All right. Anyway, let me get you guys' thoughts here. Let's start with you, Mr. Kelley.
Michael, he knows where you are. Get out. Anyway,
Run away. Too late.
Run away. Now, you were talking about how did he light this and whatnot. Well, I'm wondering I'm wondering if he didn't light it at all.
If it's like a white sheet of paper, maybe?
Yeah, exactly. I am thinking that, because if you look, there's a very subtle color variation around the mouse, and then the border is slightly different in color, at least to my eye. Granted, my eyes are not always accurate, but I'm wondering if he took the mouse, put it on a sheet of paper, bent the sheet of paper up to provide a background for it that was kind of endless without space, and then shot that and then placed it on a larger, either a larger item, or then if he had a background off to the left, he just simply went in and deleted it and did a fill all with the color to create a negative space.
This is what you get with Seamless.
Yeah. But in either way, in any case, no matter how he did it, the effect is awesome. The two things that I like about this more than anything else are the fact that it is bold, and it is a statement that shows a object that a lot of people see every single day, a mouse, in a way that you're not used to seeing it.
Right.
And in addition to that, you can tell the other thing that I like about it is that it is incredibly curvy based, and it is an excellent use of the challenge. And I think that one of the other things that I enjoy about it is that where it is not centered, you kind of get a visual contrast between the square edge to the right, above, and below that makes the curves even look more curvy, for lack of a better term. This is one of those shots that I would be proud to take exactly as is.
Well done, Mr. Wilson. All right, what are your thoughts, Mr. Sweeney? Here goes.
So let me say up first, technically the shot is great.
Mm-hmm.
I like the lighting. I like the seamless look. I've done this very type of shot with just white printer paper and some very careful application of some video lights. It's very doable with a smartphone.
Yeah.
Now, with all the pleasantries out of the way.
Here it goes, folks.
Here it goes. You've got two schools of thought going here.
Okay.
First school, artistic. Don't like it. Okay. And the reason I don't like it is because the eye wants to travel left to right. And conventional thinking is the object should be traveling across the plane of the image, left to right.
Okay.
So it enters on the left, travels across the plane, exits on the right.
Okay.
Is that a 747 or a Piper Cub?
He has it on the right-hand side, and visually it's really crowded on that right-hand side, so it looks like it's getting ready to leave the plane, and that bothers a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
All right? If you were shooting for a magazine or an ad, it's perfect because he's got all the white space on the left where the text would go.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So
the mouse of the future, yours.
That's right.
Today.
That's right. You know. So it depends really which way he wanted to go. If he's trying to be artistic, I think the mouse should have been on the other side, in the same direction, but on the other side. You could argue it a couple different ways, honestly. You got the curves that will actually push the image to the center, which is kind of cool. But personally speaking, I think I would have put the mouse in the left-hand quadrant because in my mind it looks like it's wanting to leave, so I want to give it that visual space on the right-hand side to go to.
Okay, because of the way it's shaped.
Because of the way it's shaped.
It automatically leads you to think it's wanting to go.
Between the angle and the way it's shaped, it makes me think it's wanting to leave.
Gotcha.
Now, something really fun would have been that leave it where it is and mock up an ad. And just show what you can do with a smartphone.
Right.
Here's a full ad, 2-page
have some fun
spread.
with it. Yeah.
This is what you can do with a smartphone. I mean, that would have been just awesome.
Just put in there, hey, getting work done or something.
Or whatever. Have some fun with it.
That's a hell of an idea.
My cat chases mice all day long, and I've caught mine.
Dude, that's pretty slick. I'm looking at this, and I wonder, what dynamic would you get if this mouse were rotated more, if you're looking straight on at it, rotated more?
Oh, it would change. With the curves involved in this, it would change the look entirely.
Yeah.
And I'd be curious, Michael, if you actually did take several pictures at different angles and kind of settled on this one. A little background story would be fun.
Yeah.
But that's my opinion.
It does remind me of a Disney show.
My opinion or the mouse?
Nah, the Mickey Mouse Club.
Dude, you're not right. Let's not get him started, folks.
If I had a nickel for every time I've heard I'm not right, just from my ex-wife alone.
Oh,
Truth hurts.
I'm just going to say bless your heart. That's what I'm going to say. All right, let's look at a few more here. Which other one got my eye here? This one.
That's very cool.
And of course, this one had to come from Tim McCusker. All right, Tim McCusker, what phone are you using this particular challenge? I mean, because he's got a gazillion different phones apparently.
LG
Electronics. So I'm going to assume, let's just say this is the G4 just to be on the safe side. I'm not going to assume he's got the latest and greatest, but we'll say the G4. He didn't give me any other story or background information on this. I do like this shot. I just didn't vote for it, so there I'm voting for it now. All right. I wish that we were able to see a little more at the bottom, but it's okay. This still works. I like that I like the way the curves gives more of a like a diagonal dynamic with this shot, because I'm wanting to look like this on this particular shot, or I'm wanting to look this way on that shot. Um, I mean, it's curvy, but it's not necessarily. What am I trying to say? I know what I'm seeing, but I can't get the words out. That's so sad. All right, like this curve here. This is like the only real intense curve that I see in this shot. Okay, but I like that these are subtle enough to give some type of flow, if you will. Almost looks like it's something being blown up and blown upwards into the air like it's floating. But I don't even know what this is. I assume this is some type of lighting inside of a big building somewhere, but it's really, really cool. Not overly blown out with the highlights or anything. Very good shot. I don't think I would have done anything different on it. I've looked at
I would.
here.
I'd change it. Of course, then I'd change the world, given half a chance.
Yeah, there's a shocker.
I'm just waiting to be told that I'm wrong.
Oh, you know that's kind
It's a given, though, Joey. Why would I have to repeat myself?
You know
Now,
that's
now you are starting to sound like my ex-wife.
well, looking at this, he does have a lot of different ways that he could look at this shot. I mean,
Yeah, see, you're cropping it all wrong, though.
It looks fairly flexible.
No,
not that way.
no.
Let's bring this back. But
What do you think,
No,
Sweeney?
you get the idea.
A square crop?
and you get the idea. Sweeney, what are your thoughts?
I would crop it to more of a 16 by 9,
Mhm.
and I would lose the bottom. What is that? Quarter inch. I get rid of that really bright square at the bottom. A little further down. There you go. And then what I would do is I would tip the image and straighten out those bottom veins.
Right here.
Yeah,
'cause
I
they
want
sort
those
of
straight.
Yeah, they sort of lean to the left a little
Yep.
bit.
But that would give you all the curves. It would give you the color. It would get you the bright in the center without the distraction of that bottom bright square. And if you do a wide crop, a wide aspect, that really enhances the curves that go off to the sides.
Interesting. Yeah.
Just thinking.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm totally in my own world over here on air. My bad. No,
We've
but
all suspected.
I
Yes.
get that though. I like that idea. What do you think, Mr. Kelley?
Honestly, I want to know what this is.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously.
Would it be like stadium lighting of some kind?
It's got to be some type of fancy light in an arena or something.
Or this is some sort of a open air sculpture between two buildings in a public venue or something. Because I would buy the stadium lighting, but then
Right.
why would you have light on the top of it?
Because some architect thought it looked cool.
Okay,
Yeah.
fine, but maybe some sculptor
You
thought it
know-
looked cool and it's hanging out in the middle of some park
You're
somewhere.
right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, I'm going to agree because I know I've saw that when I was in Texas. There was
Yeah.
one of the auditoriums that we were in to watch a presentation had some weird lighting in there, and it was totally screwing up my video and totally screwing up because it had all of this stuff just like this hanging in the rafter areas, and the lights were shooting through it. But of course, the lights, they weren't coming through clean. They were bouncing off all
It
of
was
this
choppy.
stuff, man. And
The
it
light was not even.
yeah, and it was pissing me off. I'm like, really? How are people doing? You got a stage in here where people come in here and do presentations, and you give them crap lighting?
Of course.
But that was me.
That's because they want you to
pretty
pay for their
typical,
video. But yeah, in all honesty, besides the what the heck is this thing? Because I want to know. I just want to know. But besides that, I don't think there would be a lot that I would do differently. I do see Sweeney's point about the coming up and knocking out the bottom to eliminate that bright hot spot. But to be honest, I feel that the curves contrast more when you have a straight edge to compare them to. Okay. And I kind of like that diagonal. Now, that having been said, I might have straightened the image a little bit to point them more straight up and less at an angle. And to be honest, I didn't see that until you mentioned it, Mike.
I didn't either.
Yeah, and I think that actually would have benefited this image quite a bit. The other thing that I'm impressed by is the variation in color between the two. From our perception, the center and the back of the image. It goes from almost a soft white to a blue. And I'm just totally fascinated with what this is. I would really like to know.
Dadgummit, Tim, what is this shot?
Yeah.
Let me just ask him.
Yeah, we're gonna have to start poking people to put up some more details about their pictures.
Well, we keep asking and people don't keep saying. So it's. And by the way, folks, no more excuses. The Android Google Plus app has been updated and improved, and you can now put stuff directly into a challenge straight from the mobile app.
Oh, really?
Probably got it working right.
They finally got it working right. So
I'm still going to default to the desktop. Sorry.
It's not a bad idea, but I'm just saying you don't need to.
I'll give it another week.
No, then they will have changed it back.
See? Yeah, default to the desktop. Always. All right, so let's move on. We'll look at another two more shots or so. Let's pick on somebody that I was trying to get in here on the air tonight. Let's go talk about, excuse me, Miss Annette Holland using her LG G4. Same camera, in theory. LG G4 default camera app. She did her processing inside of Pixlr, crop, auto contrast, and one of those quote-unquote old filters. All right. With this photo, I like the look and feel of it because it sort of looks like a little painting, and I'm very, very impressed with how she got this lined up pretty much perfectly from my perspective. And we have not only the curves of the cage here, the bars on the cage, but there's that extra curve down here that you just sort of assume is here from the crossover sort of arcing over that street down there and not necessarily just going flat across. But I totally dig this photo. Bump up well, not bump up, but decrease the black level, in my opinion, just a touch, and she's definitely good to go. That's all I would do different on this.
I disagree with that drop in the black level. I think the contrast is incredible, exactly as is.
As it is.
Yep.
But go ahead. What else you think about this shot?
I think that knowing which shot won, there on any other week, this shot would have taken it all. Mm-hmm. This is a great picture from Annette. It is even more confirmation that she is a good smartphone photographer, no question. Yep. I like the editing. I like the relatively simple subject that we could all go by every single day but never once look at.
Right.
And I like the way it's been cropped. I like the way it's been edited. I like the fact that I'm going to take a guess that this was not her first attempt at this shot. Probably did 2 or 3 slightly different angles, settled on this one, and went with it. And I'm just completely impressed with it. I love the way you can see the curvature in all 3 dimensions. You've got the floor of this bridge coming up. You've got the sides each bending down, and then you've got the roof that seems to almost bend down, plus the sides are actually in an arch. I love the fact that the chain wire, or chicken wire chain mail, well, whatever the heck you call that stuff, is curved as well. I love the way she used the grunge filter, or one of those grungy filters, for this. I can't. Yeah, I have nothing bad to say about this shot. And the only reason why the other one won, in my opinion, was it was just a tiny bit better. But there is nothing wrong with this shot, in my opinion. And now here's Sweeney to tell me why I'm wrong.
Boy, that's kind of harsh, don't you think?
Hey, truth, dude, truth. What are your thoughts, Mr. Sweeney?
I like the composition. I might have kind of played a little bit with the angle as far as shooting up a little bit, because if you look at the very center, that black dot of the opening kind of bugs me. If you could have gotten the angle where the sidewalk and that roof line would have merged together, and you wouldn't have seen the opening, I might have liked that a little better. But that's a nit. That's a nit.
That's a bullseye thing, and I know you don't like bullseye.
Intentionally, I don't. But if you kind of play with the bullseye, I'll go with it.
Yeah, I dig it myself. I think
I'm not a fan of the sepatone.
Okay.
I would have liked to seen this, and if it were my image, I probably would have done it this way. I would have done probably a high contrast, high structure black and white.
Okay.
You know, this kind of image lends itself really well to hard blacks and bright whites. You know, really stark image, and I kind of like that. The sepia look kind of muddles things, in my opinion. Even when I was in school, I never liked doing sepia-tone, so that's just a personality thing.
I do like the fact that it's almost with the sepia-tone, it gives it a soft light on it. You know,
it does, and personally speaking, I probably would have gone the other direction to a much harder look.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there we have it, folks. Sweeney is harder than a net.
I'm gonna stick a sensor on you, dude. Keep it up.
In all honesty, I see your point, Mr. Sweeney, in regards to the harder contrast. I think, had it been mine, I tend to avoid sepia tones, or sepia, or however you pronounce it. Thank you. See, there it is. He's telling me why I'm wrong again.
You walked right into that one, though, bro.
No, I didn't walk.
You walked right into that one.
Right into that hanger. No, but the
is this where I dropped the mic?
Yeah.
Sweetie, out. Yeah. Yes, folks, that was a Seacrest joke for those that weren't paying attention. But I happen to agree with you that I think that this would be an excellent candidate for a black and white. I think it would be interesting to see the two side by side and see which one
absolutely
you actually like better. Because that's one of those things where you say that and then you look at it, and when you see it full screen, it goes, ooh. That looks like crap.
Yeah, just like we did with you and the warm photography, warm and fuzzy photography. You tried to tell us Robert Knight's shot should have been black and white. Remember that?
Yeah, and it looked good.
It did not look good.
It looked perfectly good.
Oh, dude. I'm glad you was able to see it on air, but yeah, no, dude. No. That's not good. Jeez.
Yes, folks, we have way too much fun here.
Oh, gosh. All right.
Speak for yourself.
So let's look at one more before we look at the winning shot. Where'd it go?
I like the curves on that top gray one.
I was right there.
Yeah, that's the winning shot. Yeah.
This one.
Yes.
What kind of muckraker did this one?
I have no idea. There's always some hack sneaking in here.
I'm telling you, you better shut the door.
This shot, folks, comes from my man, Mr. Mike Sweeney, using his iPhone. Which iPhone this time, sir?
This is a 5S.
5S. Now
this is the part of the show where I get to tell Sweeney why he's wrong.
That's right.
The thing with this shot, guys, I liked it not because of the theme. I like it because of the texture. I totally forgot about, oh yeah, we're supposed to be shooting based on curves. I did, but I like it because of the texture. He's able to shoot this thing in that black, white, grayscale-ish, and adjust that structure and contrast just enough to where I can see all of this weather, all of this weather and life that this thing has had. This looks like he's up under a bridge or some sort, right?
This is a overpass for Highway 1 on the beach.
Okay, nice. But I love this, and it almost looks like sort of an animation back here with these people being so small, and because of the color that it's in.
I actually had to wait for a group of people to show up because I wanted somebody there to show the size.
Ah, okay, that makes sense. Because without it, it would have been like, okay, I can assume this is a bridge overpass or what have you. Yeah, good point. But no, I couldn't think of anything else that I would do differently on this shot other than try to figure out a way to make it more about the curves, which I guess would be eliminating a lot of this up here, but I dig it.
I couldn't bring myself to do that.
But I dig it the way it is. I dig the texture in this thing, man. I love it. And I dig it. What do you think, Mr. Kelley?
I think that it is... Yeah. I've said this before about other people's photos, Mike, so don't take it personally. I think it is a wonderful photo, but I do not feel that it is the best example of curves that we had submitted.
Mm-hmm.
That having been said, I agree completely, Ant, with the texture. I love the fact that I'm assuming Sweeney used a little structure.
I used a whole lot of structure, actually.
Whole lot of structure. Okay. I love the texture. I love the fact that it is something that, again, people walk underneath, over, whatever, every single day and never notice it. And I love the fact that you've got that contrast in there. I like the size. I like the scope of it. The only thing that I don't particularly like is that I don't feel that it's a great use of curves. If you put this in an art museum, I would stand there and mull it for minutes.
Yeah, it's going to get eyeballs.
Yeah, and that to me is the sign of a good, thought-provoking photo. And I'm not even kidding, Sweeney. I really would. You printed that off, stuck that in a frame, stuck that in a gallery, and even if it was the Joey You're Wrong gallery, I would still walk in and...
I need to do that on my website.
Yeah. The Joey click here, you're wrong, and the gift keeps going around over and over and over. But in all seriousness, I absolutely love the photo. It is absolutely great, and I don't think I would change a single solitary thing, except for the fact that, again, I don't think it's a great use of this particular challenge.
The interesting point, Joey, is this really shows the opposite line of thinking I have over Annette.
Mm-hmm.
We both shot industrial-looking pictures.
Yep.
We both shot center-on pictures,
mm-hmm.
but we really went in diametric opposites for the processing on it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed.
And I also think one of the big things for me that makes me not think about the curves, because I mean there are curves in this. The lines that go upper right and upper left that obviously bend and then go down into the image further. But the thing that detracts me from thinking of it as a curve shot is the straight line straight down the middle, and that's what draws my eye and makes me think of this as less of a curve shot and more of a straight edged shot, and that's not a detraction on the photo at all.
So a true artist would look at the center line as an anchor point, and then you got the curves.
As opposed to the fake artist.
That's
okay,
right.
Thanks.
The one that plays an artist on TV shows.
Well played. Well played.
Wow.
But the curves on the outside pull you from the top. The center line keeps you centered on the image, and pull you all the way to the bottom, and then flares out over the subject, which is the people.
Yeah, I can see that, but Again, I just don't think the curve is pronounced enough the way it was pronounced. I guess it's
Fair
because
enough.
we've seen so many other ones in here that really slap you with curves. Even this bench shot here. I mean, there's curves.
Are you saying I'm too subtle for most people?
I'm saying on this shot you're too subtle. Because Lord knows
I'm going
any
to
other day
refrain from
you
commenting on being
bring it
subtle.
the thunder. You know, any other day he is bringing it. But no, I like this shot a lot. I do. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the winning photo here. And this is from my man, the Geek Questioner, Mr. Charlie Dadgum Hoover. Charlie,
That's curves.
dude, hey,
Those are fine art curves.
I am impressed, my man. I am impressed.
What phone did he use?
This is a G4, LG G4.
It doesn't
Nice.
matter.
Joey's like phone. But the thing is, I appreciate Charlie being able to pull this shot off, being able to get the model um, to pose just the right way, and and then he's still able to hide the model's identity with this, and it's tastefully done.
So I don't know what this says about me, but I'm looking at the shot and I'm just impressed he was able to keep the tonality across the image.
Yeah, but
No, I'm not thinking of the model.
well, the thing is, but see, no, I get that. I totally get that because I'm thinking it's just that LG G4. That camera has really been getting a lot of good press.
I mean, the tonality in this image is spectacular.
Yeah. I'm curious to know again from a lighting standpoint, because of the way it looks on the screen. I'm thinking he's got like a softbox or something. Who knows?
It's almost like he's got two sources. He's got like on the tail or the bottom.
Right here. Yeah, right about here.
Got one light source there, but he's also got a light source on the right.
Yep, right there.
Some kind of reflection or something, I'm guessing.
But dude, you I can't think of anything else on this thing, man. Just you nailed it.
I'm guessing on a window and a table lamp.
And,
Okay.
And I would be really curious, Charlie, if this was a inspired shot or a planned shot.
Okay.
It's got the feeling of it was like he just kind of glanced over and went, ooh, there's a shot.
Right. Right.
If this was a planned shot, hats off, buddy.
Man, that's good stuff, man. I can't think of nothing I'd do to this one, Charlie. So my props to you. Congratulations. Anything else you guys want to add, Mr. Kelley?
The only thing that I want to do add is that we do not is that this group is supposed to be maintaining its PG rating, and this does meet that criteria because there is no actual visible nudity.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I'm just going to throw that out there. I think one of the reasons why I'm making that statement is that this is the first one I can remember, maybe ever. Correct me if I'm wrong, that we've had a actual artistic nude that's been submitted.
I've not seen one.
Yeah. So I think that Charlie gets props in multiple areas for this one. I can't... Personally, I don't think I could have shot this any better, and probably would have been worse.
All right.
Yeah, you would put Cepatone on it.
No, heck no. No, I wouldn't have done that. There's limits to how far wrong I can be, Sweeney. But no, in all honesty, I don't know. I don't believe there's anything I could have done any differently or any better. I think it's an excellent use of the black and white medium. I think it's an excellent use of the word curves. I think it's a great shot. I think it was absolutely well lit. And this is yet another shot. We've got 3, as far as I'm concerned, in this one challenge that could go into an art gallery without any question.
Yeah, in this one challenge.
Yep.
Which is not bad when you consider we're all playing with just cell phones.
Just a smartphone camera, It's
That's right.
Not even
real
a quote-unquote real camera.
How many times have I heard that?
Oh, my gosh. All right, so community, in general, hats off to you guys, man. Y'all nailed it. You nailed it to end 2015 and to open 2016. And Mr. Charlie Hoover, you are on the clock, my friend.
You betcha.
So it's time for you to figure out a challenge for us for the coming week. Just let me know if you need me to publish it. I'm pretty sure you don't need me to publish it. I mean, you're all things Google Plus in this world, my man. You know what you're doing. Charlie's awesome, man. Charlie's a cool cat. Known him for quite a while here, and I'm glad to have him in the community and be able to follow his photos, and he does a lot of his stuff over on Instagram, and it's just a day in the life with Charlie Hoover kind of things. He's up in it's near Boston, Massachusetts.
Cambridge.
Yeah, Cambridge, that's it. And so he's always outside because he does computer servicing. So he's always walking through these nice, beautiful areas, and he just stops and takes a shot, and they're just so pretty. So if you can find him on Google Plus, not Google Plus, go to Instagram and look up Geek Questioner. I believe that's his handle.
I'll say it's gotten a lot tougher for me working out of the house now. Just don't get out as much.
And Sweeney, I thought it was just me, and I was a little hard on myself for a little bit, but year end just humbled me. Year end humbled me and showed me, you know what, dude, you got shit to do in the house. You can't leave. You just don't have that freedom right now that you thought you had. But
yeah,
that'll change. The spring will come around and things will slow down a little bit, and I'll be able to go out and take the laptop with me outside somewhere or work, because that's what I did last year. When it was warm, I just grabbed the laptop and I tethered to my phone. VPN.
I got news for you. I'm not interested walking outside when it's 35 degrees.
Yep.
Ooh. Oh, you would not survive up here. I mean, I'm not even kidding you. Before the show, I was out walking the dog. I literally thought my mustache was going to freeze to my lip. It was. I'm not kidding. When you're looking over at the thermometer and you see it tick down from 10 to 9.6 degrees, yeah. See, that's the thing. If people don't understand, we complain about the cold up here, we complain about the hot, but people forget to realize that what we're really complaining about is the swing. I mean, it'll get negative 30 up here, and it'll get 97, 98 in the summer within a 6-month period.
Yeah.
I mean, it might be 112 in Austin or something, or 120 or whatever in Houston, but it never dips below, 40 degrees.
You got a different deviation there.
I got news for you. I can personally attest to it does dip below 40 degrees.
No, okay, well, we're talking normal, in general, but yeah, it is definitely, and I've noticed it myself. I mean, I've got less and less right now that's calling me out of the house, and more to do in the house, so I'm not leaving the house as much, and I'm not taking as many photos.
Yeah.
And Joey, I don't know about you, but I'm OCD enough where Ant's picture behind him is driving me insane.
Oh, I know it does.
I mentioned it last week or last time we did a hangout, and you refused.
I keep wanting to reach up and just tip it, yeah.
And the thing is, it gets me too during pre-show, so I'll sit here and I will adjust this thing to where it straightens out like that. Oh yeah, trust me, it gets me every time, But yeah, this time I didn't screw with it. I said, whatever, I'm sleepy.
Oh.
And now my angle is too high. Thanks. That.
Hey, we're just here to help, man.
Shooting way over.
Oh yeah, that's what you're doing for me. Yeah, after the show, I'm going to start counseling.
Anyway,
my photos were awful.
Like I said when we started out, we not only show off our photos and critique one another's photos within the community, but we share different articles and apps and things like that. And I found an article that was shared by Tim McCusker back at the end of December from the Petapixel website here. And I'll share my screen just as a courtesy here. But petapixel.com, they wrote up that Apple stores are going to offer a free 1-hour photo workshop in their stores. And it's about 3 different classes. Yeah, 3 different workshops. You got iPhone photography, you got iPhone videography, and perfect your photos on a Mac. So, number one, there is a theme here. You're in the Apple Store, so this is definitely going to be geared towards your Apple product, that is.
Yeah.
But
Well,
I like the idea. I mean, considering that iPhone is one of the largest market shares out there when it comes to smartphone, I like this idea that they're offering free tips and tricks to help make the people using these iPhones shoot even better. Now, I wonder what exactly is the curriculum, if you will. Are they going to tell you, okay, this is how you line it up straight to shoot a panoramic shot, or this is how you do a portrait shot, or or are they going to get into some of the little more subtle nuance as far as like, okay, the light is over here on your right, so you want to turn this way. What are your guys' thoughts on this?
I personally think there's going to be a huge disparity between sites because the instructors are all different.
Okay.
I mean, I taught iPhone photography in a 4-hour class, and that wasn't enough time to really do it successfully.
Right, which is why you got the book.
That's right. And I appreciate what Apple's doing, but for an hour, I mean, it's going to take 15 minutes just to get everybody under control, and then you got 15 minutes of everyone trying to find what app to use.
What app? Oh man, yeah. Jeez.
And since Apple doesn't really offer a native app per se, that'll be interesting. And not to get on my high horse, but I will anyways. The use your Mac, which really means using the iPhoto replacement, which replaces Aperture, which just sucks wind.
Yeah.
It's a miserable editor.
Well, I agree with pretty much everything you just said, Sweeney. But I would add that the larger problem is that there are people out there that have not a clue how to take a picture with any kind of
much less a smartphone picture.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You could put you could put them with a 4x5 film camera, or you could hand them a new smartphone or a brand new digital SLR, and they would still take crappy photos. So it's I think it's less about the app and less about the hardware and more about understanding what you're looking for. And one thing I've discovered running classes for people on things like internet usage and whatnot is that it inevitably degenerates into a discussion one by one of individual people's needs and applications.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that's the problem. You get one lady that, God bless them, they always have one lady that just wants to take pictures of their cat. And that is a whole nother set of circumstances from somebody that wants to take consistent, good landscape shots. Yeah. And then you get the other person that only wants to take pictures of their kid. So it's a whole different application. So I think it's going to end up being an epic fail.
So let's imagine this class in the Apple Store, if you will. So the average consumer is going to come walking in. They're going to hold up their smartphone, and the instructor is going to say, "All right, tap the screen, and you can adjust the exposure." And the person goes say, "What's exposure?"
Right. Bingo.
How do you adjust something that you don't have a clue what it is or what it's even about?
Yeah.
I mean, that's reality.
Yeah. And when you said that it's going to be a wide range because of the different stores, I would have assumed Apple had some type of protocol because Apple loves to follow procedure and try to keep things uniform. You walk into an Apple store, you're going to get the exact same experience if you're in Midtown Manhattan or if you're in Palo Alto, because that's just how they do, and they do it really well. But when it comes to teaching content, you have people that have different teaching styles, you have people that have different learning styles. Yeah, that's a pretty wide dynamic range that they're going to have to deal with.
Explain that to someone about a smartphone.
Yeah,
you're
dynamic
range. Because you don't have a dynamic range. A what?
Is that the stove that I cook on at home? Is that like a microwave, a radar range? But the thing is that despite what colleges and and even high schools and grade schools and whatnot will tell you, I personally do not believe you can teach art. I believe you can teach form, you can teach technical things, you can teach conventions of art, but I do not believe that you can personally teach someone. You could take someone that has no artistic interest in photography at all, put them through a 1-hour class, and oh my God, they're going to start, being the next Ansel Adams.
But this is where you're wrong again.
Here we go. Where's that number for the counseling?
For the counseling?
Crisis counseling.
Would you like a quarter to call someone who cares?
Yeah. You need that on a T-shirt.
So, in a sense, I think you're right, Joey, but in a sense, I'll call you out on it. So, can you teach art? Yeah, I think you can, but not to the level that you're describing. But what I think you can do, because I've done it, is you can teach anybody not to make the most simple, basic mistakes with the camera. Look at the picture and make sure the head is not in the middle of a tree, so it looks like it's growing out of their head. Don't put the person in the sun where all you get is squinty eyes when you're trying to take a picture. I mean, this is not art. This is just some really basic common sense about how to take a picture. If you can teach them enough bits and pieces of common sense, by definition, they'll get a better picture. Will it be art? Probably not. Will it be a keeper for them? Absolutely. Will they be happy to share it on Facebook? Absolutely. Mission accomplished.
Well, you're teaching fundamentals.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
And that's what I meant by you can teach technical things.
Yeah.
You can teach technical things like framing, you can teach technical things like lighting, but you can't teach someone the desire to create an artistic expression.
No.
Something like that. That's my point.
But these classes are geared for the soccer moms who are trying to take pictures of their kids at a birthday party and wonder why the kids looks really dark, the background's blown out, and they don't understand why their phone sucks so much.
Right.
My question for Apple and Petapixel, more so for Apple, is, all right, they're starting these things supposedly this month, January, maybe February 2016. How often are these classes? They're free, but how often are these classes?
They typically only run them like once a day or so.
Okay, so it's every day in the month.
Typically, yeah.
Okay.
And what you normally, if they run it like they've done the classes in the past, you have to go to the concierge service on the website and sign up for it ahead of time.
Okay.
Basically put a reservation in.
That's fine. I could dig that.
Yeah.
That's a way of weeding out foolishness too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's the only way they can manage the crowd. I mean, can you imagine? Apple Store free class. Come if you will.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be uncontrollable chaos.
Yeah. But again,
it's already borderline chaos in the stores as it is.
Yeah, but like your main premise earlier was you got an hour to do this.
Yeah, which is tough. Because it's not like they have a classroom. That's the other gig about it. They don't have classrooms in these stores.
No.
They put you up at the Genius Bar, and you just kind of hang around the
They
Genius.
got like a board. They don't even have like a presentation board, whiteboard, anything like that.
Nope, they got nothing.
Mm.
I had slide decks, and I had video I showed people, and even that, 3 hours was the bare minimum to get people up to speed.
Mm. And I can tell you from experience, not my own, but a shared experience, a friend of mine used to work at a photo lab at a major retailer, and they brought in pictures from all kinds of people and all kinds of forms, everything from uploaded from the website to cards in store, and even later wireless transmission through iPhones and Androids with an app. And the quality that the average person is willing to accept for a good photo would just appall people that are in this community.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, it just, some of the stuff that he would tell me would come through was just awful. And the reason for it is that we often forget this because we get hung up on mechanics and framing and artistic expression and the mechanics of how the camera works, and we understand how all that stuff works. So that allows us to take artistic photography without and it becomes second nature. But for someone that doesn't have that level, they shoot for memories.
You know, Joey, you said, I like what you said here. You said we have an understanding for the technical aspects of the camera and whatnot, but the difference is we want that understanding.
Yeah.
Of all those different tech specs.
That's what I mean about you. You cannot teach desire. You cannot teach the desire to create a better photo. You know, and people will go to a class thinking that by going to the class, their pictures will automatically get better. Well, maybe yes, maybe no. If they're making fundamental mistakes, as Sweeney said, then you know, hey, look, what's that growing out of your neck? Oh, it's your head. I mean, you know, that sort of thing can be fixed.
I just got myself a new 5D Mark II or 3 or what have you, and I'm still shooting photos.
Well, folks,
that's what that's saying, you know.
As they like to say, you can't fix stupid.
No, you can't. Damn, I walked into that one.
No, you didn't walk, you rode.
Great. All right. Well, gentlemen, let's go ahead and head up out of here. This has been another fun evening sitting and chatting with you guys and going through the competition, friendly competition within the community, and just having a chat about, you know, a topic at hand, man. This is what this community is all about. And you know, we're going in, this will be year 4, I believe. Yeah, year 4.
Is it really?
Yeah. And we're growing, folks, and this is great. I truly appreciate it. And I'm going to go ahead and let you guys sign off and tell us where we can find your work. We'll start with my man up in Maine with his feline friend there, Mr. Joey Kelley. Where do we find you?
Is that your conscience there on your shoulder?
well, folks, this is my one of my 2 furry little minions. This is Mushu the kitty, which is ironic because every time I have Mushu chicken, she tries to eat it, which is feels like some sort of reverse weird cannibalism.
Yeah, something's wrong there.
Yeah.
But and by the way, for those of you that haven't seen it, there is a very good picture, in my own opinion, of her in the smartphone community. And if Sweeney, if you tell me that picture sucks, I will hit you.
Yes.
Because there's nothing wrong. There's one technical thing wrong with it, but the caption makes it all better.
No, and you know I'll find it. I
know you'll find it because now you're gonna go look. And I'm going to wait, and I bet I'm going to get a notification that you have commented on that photo, and it's going to be, hey, you didn't do, or hey, this is this, or whatnot. I'm just going to go blow it out here. Anyway, but yeah, if you can find me at my counselor, I'll be there checking in. I plan to start drinking as soon as the show's over.
From the start of the show. So.
Beat me to it. He said, I'll hang out with Sweeney and that Kelley guy. Oh, God. Quit.
You made it 4 years.
Get the hard stuff. Get the hard stuff.
You can, wow. You can find me at MikeSweeney'sPhotosSuck.com. No. I'm going to have to register that now. No, in all honesty, Joey, Joey, Kelley, KELLEY.com. And then from there, you'll find links to my photos, my computer repair website, my Facebook, my Twitter, my general digital life. And you can find out a little bit more about me, which may be disturbing if you're a Sweeney fan.
Nice. As usual, Mr. Kelley, it is a pleasure having you in here, and appreciate you joining us this evening, my man.
Quite welcome. Always nice to be hanging out with both of you, even though my self-esteem is now lowered.
Yes, we do what we can. All right. Lastly, over there in Southern California, Mr. Mike Sweeney, where do we find you and your work, my man?
Before I say anything like that?
I love you, man, Joey. I love you.
The bromance continues.
That makes it all better now. That makes it all better.
I really hope your wife doesn't watch this show.
Oh, gosh.
As a matter of fact, I really hope that if I actually ever do have a wife or girlfriend again, that they never watch any of these.
Yeah, they run.
Yeah. And matter of fact, I think I told someone that I met on a
highlight
dating
reel
site to
for
go
when we
here
get
and
married again and play it at the wedding.
yeah.
Run.
Well, I actually think I told someone that I met on a dating site to go here and look at this because it was cool and about photography, and now I'm going to go, oh, God.
Anyways,
Where do we find you, Mr.
you can
Sweeney?
find me in the usual hangouts on msmedia.me. You can find me at geekstop.com. You can find me on the Twitterverse, Light and Images, and you can find me on Facebook. You know, just search for me. You'll find me. I don't hide.
You know,
And currently, you can find me as the stalker in the parking lot soccer game. Yeah.
Oh, don't worry. The NSA sees you. Don't sweat
Oh, I'm sure they do.
Not the NSA I'm worried about. It's the neighborhood watch.
it. Mm,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, they bring guns.
Yeah, it's a good thing you're not in Texas. I mean, you know,
I'm drinking the hard stuff tonight. You know.
Smart water.
hardcore that
Gosh.
smart water.
My gosh. Well, as usual, Mr. Sweeney, thank you for hopping in here. And
Pleasure as always.
it's always nice getting your feedback and your criticisms, my man. Thank you so much. All right. Lastly, myself. I am Ant Pruitt. Find me. I am trying to spread evenly between Twitter and Google Plus. If you're on Twitter, you can look me up with the handle of Ant_Pruitt. It'll be right along in here somewhere. Ant_Pruitt. Or on Google Plus, search for Ant Pruitt. I try to, like I said, I try to be, fairly even with where I post, and it's not always the same. Sometimes it is, but I just go wherever the engagement is because I enjoy talking to people that follow me and people that I follow. It's good stuff, and it's given me some really, really great relationships over these last couple of years and have pretty much launched me into different avenues from a career standpoint, and I am always grateful for that, and I'll never ever forget it. But yeah, find me there. You can also find the writing that I do either on my blog at antpruitt.com. I still have a little freelance going with a newdomain.net, techrepublic.com, and youtube.com/antpruitt, the YouTube channel. That YouTube channel will have not only these hangouts, but it'll have other videos that I've done that are mindless, tech related, photography related, what have you. It'll be anything. The most recent stuff you'll see out there nowadays will be my videos that I have shot and edited from this year's CES. I had a ton of fun out there, did a lot of work, but I think I got some really nice videos over there for you to check out and just get a feel of what CES is really all about. The geeks and nerds of the world probably will dig it more so than these regular consumers out there. But either way, go check it out and hit that subscribe button. As it's allowed.
No suits allowed.
No suits allowed. But also check out the community website at smartphone-photographers.com. That's smartphone-photographers.com. We'll have all of these hangouts there as well as reruns and any other little blog posts that I decide to throw in and feature somebody or talk about something that we've seen in the community or on the internet or what have you. I'm trying to keep content flowing for everybody's pleasure as best that I can. Thank you guys for the continued support. If you're interested in joining the smartphone photographers community, feel free to reach out to me and contact me about joining it, or you can contact any of these guys that are here tonight. They're moderators. And this is all via Google Plus. This is not through Facebook. This is not through Twitter. This is a Google Plus community. Google Plus is a great platform for online communities. So don't sleep on them. But yeah, if you're interested, let us know. We'll do a semi-background check just to make sure you're someone that will actually fit in with the community, because we're not a community about spamming everyone with every selfie that you took last weekend. Or every
put some pictures up.
Yeah, or every lunch that you took. We want people that are going to share photos, of course, but we also want someone that's interested in learning more about this craft and also sharing what they may have learned about this craft. You know what I'm saying? So this is not your typical community. Anyway, we do this on Thursdays about 9 p.m. Eastern time. generally. No comment from Joey? Really? Nothing? Wow.
I'm just sitting here on mute trying to be nice.
He's waiting for his counselor to be free.
Oh, man. All right. It's all good.
People have been looking for a mute button for me for years, and in this case, I'm being generous and using it myself.
Oh, well played, sir. We thank you.
Hallelujah.
No, but you find us here Thursday nights about 9 p.m. Eastern time, somewhere in that area. Depends on technical glitches and loading up and getting everybody wrangled together and whatnot. And then we'll have it published and processed usually by, I'll say by Sundays each week, even though I do try to have it done by Saturday. So,
What is that, Scout's Honor?
hey, I didn't do none of that. Nope. Nope. I will not pin myself in the corner. Nope, not doing it. But
Live long and
I
prosper.
try to have these things up for everybody, to the public, usually by the weekend. So, all right. Until next time, thank you folks for watching. Be sure to click the like and subscribe options, and also hit those share options to let other people know all about the community and everything that was discussed here. Till then, y'all take it easy. Peace out.